Hey guys, and welcome to another big video. This is about halfway through the year 2020, and I want to cover all of the Kickstarter board games that I'm looking forward to, that I'm going to probably be covering, that I know of right now. As always, I'd like to give a huge shout out to my patrons and YouTube members. Without their support, videos like this, where I am independently choosing and picking what I cover, when I cover it, and how I cover it, would not be possible. So thank you so much for your support. You are the backbone of this channel. Additionally, all of you out there that are liking and subscribing, commenting, letting me know that I'm doing a good job, or contributing to the community in some way. You guys are all rock stars, and thank you so much for being part of this awesome community. If you'd like to support, you can pause that ad blocker. You can click the Amazon link in the description below. You can even click a link to Once Upon a Tea, which does shirts like this. Let me go ahead and show that one out. It's my newest one so far. Gotta love some Bender. I just love nerd shirts. All I do is get store credit, where I just buy more nerd shirts and end up spending more money anyway, but I figured you guys might like that, so link in the description below to that, as well as to a lot of the stuff I'm covering. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, starting things out, I actually want to start out with something not coming up, but I want to start featuring good stories. I do a lot of news videos where I cover a lot of the bad stuff that some companies are doing, or that are a part of some community or whatever it is. A lot of times it can be negative. I don't get to pick the news. Sometimes it's just the newsworthy stuff because you guys need to know about it. However, I want to cover good stuff too, so I want to start highlighting it whenever I can. So, today's video, the highlight's going to Cloudspire and their update number 12. This is actually kind of interesting because it starts out fairly normal, and they're talking about the update pack here. Now, what originally they were going to do is, if you don't know, the game has these beautiful, like, tiles or chits or whatever you want to call it, and they have like information on them, kind of like a standee would, or even a card. An update pack would normally be stickers. Well, when they started doing this, they realized just how many stickers they are going to be doing. 49 ships are seeing changes of some kind, some double-sided, some one-sided, plus rulebook references. They're doing the whole shebang and really doing a big update. But they realized with that many stickers that even though it would be cheaper on them, even though it would be, a cheaper shipping, they don't want their backers to have to actually stick the little stickers on all of these little tiles. They value our time, and I think it's awesome. So what they're going to do is they're going to actually just provide new chits. They're going to provide these new tokens for you, and that is awesome. So you're going to get 49 new chips, plus all the rulebook and all that other kind of stuff. Approximately 50 chips, because it's 49 chips. And they're not changing the price at all. It's still going to be $10. They're going to be losing money on this. It's going to cost them more to ship, but they're not going to charge anything else different there. It's going to cost them more to make. Again, they're taking on that cost so that you have a better experience when you buy this update pack. It's a huge way for them to reward original backers that got them in the position they are today. I'm glad they're being successful enough to be able to do that, and I'm glad that they're showing that respect towards us. That is awesome. So, if this is something that you'd like to see more of, support companies like this, support actions like this, where not only are they updating everything to kind of fix some edge cases and stuff like that, and split some things around. Not only are they updating it, but they're supporting their original backers, and that's huge. They're reprinting it all, and it's only $10 and you get all this new stuff. So that's super cool, and you can lay pledge it. Link in the description below. If you've been on the verge of getting Cloudspire, it looks beautiful. I love the art. I love the components. It all looks really good. It's one of the few non-miniature games that I'm actually interested in. So anyway, link in the description below to that. And good for Josh and Adam Carlson. Good job. Okay. Moving on to upcoming 2020 Kickstarters. Ascension Tactics, a miniature deck building game, July 7th. This is going to be pretty big. It already has an established community. The miniatures look cool. I like his fingers. And his blade is super big and interesting, and he's got some neat ornate work there. The beard texture, I'm not sure how that's going to translate to the actual miniature, not just a render. But I'd like to see them try. Either way, these look like they are fairly dynamic. I like the whole petting the piranha plants kind of thing there. She looks super casually strolling. The lichen is, snarling or sneezing or, something. Either way, looks like a lot of fun. They're updating it and with cool miniatures. So that'll be July 7th. So that's actually coming up pretty soon here. How can I not talk about Ragnarok? Mythic Battles Ragnarok by Monolith. This is going to be their next huge campaign. Now, I want to share a good quote. It's not I'm going to paraphrase because I don't have the quote handy right now. And this could almost be another good thing. But Matt John, I saw him comment and when people asked about Ragnarok, and he said that for Monolith, they will get it when it's ready, but when it's ready means when they are ready for it. And so what they want to do is they want to focus on their current deliverables. They want to focus on getting the games out that they're currently trying to get out. Speaking of which, Europe almost has all of Batman Season 2. I think 70% have been sent out, so they're almost done with Batman, and then they're going to be working on Conan. They want to focus on doing the games that they have well, and not just moving on to the next one. And I only wish more Kickstarter companies would have that mindset. So good for them on that. That being said, this is coming. It'll probably be, I'm guessing, Q4 of 2020, but it will be here, and it's going to be huge, just like Mythic Battles Pantheon was. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of stuff for it. This one's fun. This is Cthulhu Island. This is a first on the channel. I hadn't known about this. The miniatures look a little goofy, and I think that's on purpose. It's kind of an art style because this is really like Roller Coaster Tycoon with Cthulhu in it. So you're building attractions, but you're also fighting each other, and it just looks completely silly and completely awesome. I know everybody and their sister and their brother are doing a Cthulhu game, but this is actually the first really unique one, with kind of a sense of humor and a tongue-in-cheek, but still mildly serious as well. It just looks interesting. So definitely be on the lookout for that. That'll be coming out here soon. I just think that's a cool idea. I like Civ-style games anyway, where you're building up stuff and creating stuff and building stuff, and then you throw in Cthulhu and combat into that, and that just sounds like a great time to me. This is the big reveal by CMON, Massive Darkness 2, otherwise known as More D&D Player Money 2. So Massive Darkness was a okay game. I don't know if anybody really hated it, but it wasn't necessarily anybody's like game of the year either. So I don't know how much it's going to change into when it comes to rules. I don't know if they're going to update that and try and improve the game a little bit, especially the campaign version was very shoehorned in and kind of lackluster. But it's a fun enough game. It's very Diablo-like. I call it a dungeon romp instead of a dungeon crawl, because you're not crawling. You're busy headbutting goblins to death and looting their corpses and getting stronger and just going through and having a lot of fun that way. It's good, casual fun. The miniatures were really good. There's a good range of them. So Massive Darkness 2 is poised, I think, to be quite big for them. Next up, I have Starfinder Miniatures by Archon Studio. This is actually their third version of that that's going to be coming here soon. They just have more. So Starfinder is like an RPG, and they're making all these miniatures for it. They've had two others. They're going to do this one as well. They look very unique and very set for Starfinder itself. They have a robot dog. That's always a plus. It's their typical, I think, Archon style. Fairly clean cut and... it's not super gritty, right? It's very high fantasy, high sci-fi, very, very Archon. Next up, we have a tease from IDW. Their next game will be Avatar the Airbender. We're assuming it could be Korra, but it's probably Avatar, in their adventures system that they are doing with all of their IP that they own the rights to. So, I actually never watched Avatar the Last Airbender, so, but I'm sure other people are super excited about it. Not as big as Batman, though. Let's all admit. Okay, so this should be fun. I'm just going to show a whole bunch of stuff here. I don't know how many of this I've shown, how much I haven't. Limbo Eternal War. This is going to be on their second Kickstarter. You're going to see some concept art. You're going to see some early renders. You're going to see some final renders. As you can see, they're still going full on with the dynamic poses, over the top stuff. You're going to see lots of angels. They're going big on the angels. Lots of personality. Lots of cool poses. They're going essentially Norse, dragons, and angels is what you're going to see a lot of. And yeah, a lot of this looks super, super cool. I'm going to go through here fairly quick here, but this guy, when we see his miniature, he's going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's going to be a fantastic miniature. Lots of cool stuff. I love the whole, like, killing, demons, like, death on the bases that they do a lot. Though she's actually holding it, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. I mean, it's going to be big. This is my miniature, though. If there is ever a miniature that was meant for me, this is it. I freaking love wolves. They're awesome. And a person riding a giant wolf that's snarling, I'm all for it. I'm all over that. I will be painting that. Guaranteed 100%. That's going to be me. Demon guy holding back his dogs. His demon dogs are pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff here. This is going to be big. Some of this you're going to see in an earlier Kickstarter that's going to be here soon for their 75mm. So it's nice, collector resin pieces. And then the rest are going to be for their actual game. All right, next up, Senkokushin 5 Sacrifices. You saw my details video. If you didn't, link in the description below to my details overview video of kind of high level what you'll be doing. You're going to be dealing with caramel and psychology and murder and city building and all sorts of stuff. Miniatures, very unique design to them, which is very cool. They look really dynamic. They look great. It's a boss fighting kind of game, so you get these really cool boss miniatures. I'm a firm believer on having less miniatures, but better. In other words, I want more miniatures like this and less miniatures of 16 goblin archers. To call back to Master of Darkness. I don't care if you have 150 miniatures, if a lot of them are these boring archers. I want this. This is what I want. This is awesome. This excites me. Just painting this would look great. The art looks really good. It's poised to be something big. Alright, next up we have Celestial by Dimension Games. Now, this is probably going to end up being 2021. But it's still upcoming, and I think it'll probably be early 2021, if it is. So it's kind of late 2020, early 20... Just depends on when they're ready for it. That dude's mouth stomach is amazing, and I love it. These are looking great. This kind of reminds me of StarCraft or an RTS. Essentially, you have these bigger miniatures, these 75mm miniatures. You can buy the resin ones now and use them in the game. And those are kind of like your commander units. And then you have all these like regular smaller troops that you're commanding around. I guess that's almost like a MOBA kind of thing, but it's not designed like a MOBA at all. It's very much a skirmish style game by the looks of it. But yeah, huge, unique art style, amazing sculpts. They're all dynamic and interesting and cool, and I think they're all fantastic. I mean, who makes a miniature like that? Nobody else. That is awesome. Super cool. Before we get to that, though, their next one is actually going to be Twisted Fables, which is actually a kind of small card game for 1v1 or 2v2. It's a brawling deck builder, as they call it. It takes the kind of the fairy tale stuff like Red Riding Hood, and it makes her a cyberkinetic assassin, Red Riding Hood. So very interesting take on the just the different fairy tales. That looks super interesting. I love the art. I'm big on like small competitive games. I love Magic the Gathering and stuff like that. So I will be looking into this for sure. And I like Dimension Games. I think they're a cool company. All right, next up, Primal the Awakening. This is another big one you guys are about. This is definitely a kind of a very cool loot-oriented boss fighting miniature board game. There's still a little bit of story and other stuff like that. I'll be doing a details video on this very soon, actually. Kind of like I did for Senkokushin. I'll do one for Primal the Awakening as well, so you guys can learn more about the mechanics and items and crafting and stuff like that. Very reminiscent of Monster Hunter. Obviously, it was kind of inspired slightly by that, just an overall style with the giant weapons and stuff like that. Looks freaking sweet. Again, I want less miniatures that are cooler. I want quality over quantity here. So hopefully they do good in here. I want unique sculpts. I want them all to be this high quality. It's going to be great. Also, I revealed the dragon to you guys earlier. If you didn't see that before, I'm going to flash it up on the screen now. You can see the dragon. There you go. You're welcome. I think you guys are the first ones still to see that. So, that's the big one that they have on their art. Next up, this little tidbit's kind of interesting. This is for Arena. This is under the Tenaris Adventures campaign they did. A short little blip here, but that they will be adding the, I have the book back here. So I already got it, but if you haven't gotten it yet, you'll be able to get it soon. The art and world of Arena, they went all out and just building out this world, which I love. And that was when it was just a board game. Well, they're going to be making an RPG supplements Kickstarter here in a few months, and it'll be a part of that. So there will be kind of an RPG thing there. Why I bring this to your attention isn't so much that I cover a lot of RPGs, but I'm really big on being able to reuse your miniatures. So if you have this, you already have so much stuff that you'll be having for this RPG. So if you are into trying an RPG, which is like a kind of a pen and paper RPG, like a Dungeons and Dragons style thing, then this might be for you. Speaking of that, Batman Gotham City Chronicles RPG. Again, this is a pen and paper Dungeons and Dragons style RPG. But again, I got a ton of Batman too. So I already have all these miniatures for it. I would love to see both of these actually still include optional miniatures for like terrain and NPCs and stuff like that. I would love to just have, maybe some just like some streets or something like that for Batman or something. They teased like 3D boards at one point. That would be great. Just something to spice it up a little bit. If not, you can always 3D print. Here's Bite Minis from Archon Studios. This will be their next one. And as you can see, they have a pre-launch unlock, which is kind of cool as well. So you can actually save this and follow it and help unlock these kind of things before they even are available in the Kickstarter, which is kind of neat. I like that. But 3D printing is becoming bigger and bigger. More and more companies are offering STLs either through a direct Kickstarter or just selling them straight up. And I think that's actually really cool. Next up, Legions of Steel. Now, some of you might remember that from like the 90s. It's getting a 2.0. It's going to be on Kickstarter here soon, probably closer to like October range. So late fall, early winter kind of style stuff. But it will be coming up here in 2020. And I must say the miniatures and the renders, I think they look kind of cool. I think they're actually very interestingly designed. I love the fact that like that dude has teeth and one eye. Like just some smart, I think, decisions when it comes to designing them that I think makes them look really good. There will be metal and highly detailed. So that's kind of cool that they're updating that. Next up is Kingdoms Forlorn. Now I'm only guessing 2020 because it says 2020 there. I don't know when exactly it'll be there though, because they kind of need to ramp up that tease. So Into the Unknown will have to reach out to me, and then I'll reach out to you guys with a whole lot of info, I'm sure, at some point. Only thing I'll point out here is that it looks kind of like there's some sci-fi into it, but then I see these dragon wings behind it, and I'm assuming they're attached to that guy, but maybe not. I don't know. I love the logo, first of all, and I think it's probably reminiscent of something going on. I noticed the infinity symbol there, and that might explain kind of the knights and then techno dragons, and who knows what's going on. Into the Unknown has a very interesting Greek, techno vibe going on with their other game, and so this one is probably just unique in theme as well. Next up, we have Hybris Disordered Cosmos. This is a kind of a weird asymmetrical Euro game with some Ameritrash thrown in there so that, it's actually exciting too. There's even a little bit of combat where you're fighting enemies or maybe even other people. You're putting your workers where they need to go to get different stuff, so it's kind of worker placement. Beautiful art, and they also have some really cool looking miniatures. So, this is cool, right? And so I think I would like that. Next up is Neomorphosis Infestation. So the last we heard from Darkgate Games on this was that they were going to reassess it. They're going to read all the comments, dig into what they could do better. This was canceled, if you recall. It was doing okay, but it wasn't a blowout success, and they really wanted this game to be big, and so they canceled it to come back and, just make it bigger and better than ever. I think a lot of people got upset about the funding goal because it was a fake funding goal. I mean, I honestly, I wouldn't mind if they put it for $1. We all know it's a fake number anyway. Arena, Tenaris Adventures, Dragori Games has made over $700,000 just in their pledge manager. So if their goal was less than $700,000, they could have just put $1. It still made the money. You don't know what your pledge manager is going to do. You don't know how many people are going to like what you're going to do. And all of these unknowns, you can't tell. So just throw a number up there. And they wanted it bigger than the 173,000. Can't blame them. I think they had big plans for this, and you've invested all this stuff to get all the, stretch goals and whatnot. So either way, they might be coming back with it. It might look different. It might play different. Who knows? We'll see. But that might be coming in still. And finally, ISS Vanguard. This was pretty much a given, right? This is going to be Awakened Realms sci-fi kind of Star Trek-y, more Discovery game. I'm highly interested in this because I don't have a high sci-fi style game like this, like a very clean cut game. Their art is always fantastic. The worlds look interesting. Now, I don't know anything about gameplay. I don't know if any of us do. But it looks good. So that is ISS Vanguard. And you know what, guys? That's all I have for you today. I'm sure there are more. If there are others and I didn't cover it, let me know. Maybe I don't know about it. Maybe I just omitted it for some reason. Who knows? Let us know in the comments below. Seriously, if you know of something, share the good news. Spread the information. Let other people find out about it. I'd love to hear about all the games that I missed. But hopefully some of this was exciting to you. I know I'm excited to see what's in store for us in the next 6 months. It's going to be big. If we thought Kickstarter was big before, it's just going to keep on going. There's no stopping it. And this is just stuff we know early. Normally this stuff comes out about a month before it hits Kickstarter. So I'm sure there's plenty more in store for us. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you did, please press the like button. It helps a ton. Seriously, YouTube algorithm loves it when you do that. I love it when you do that too. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside and makes the amount of research I did into putting this together a little bit more worthwhile. So thank you so much for watching. You guys have an awesome rest of your day. You guys are all rock stars and you guys should love yourselves. All right, let's go ahead and get to gaming.